Welcome, welcome to Driving with Styles, Quarantine with Styles, aka Driving with Styles. I would eventually get this right one day, but I'm glad you guys joined me. Uh, Welcome as always. Uh, we're gonna get into some things. It's gonna be hopefully a good show for us. Uh, so as I said earlier on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, we're gonna talk about this Plies speaking facts. We're gonna talk about a little bit of this toughness, this era deal that this Last Dance has really heightened a lot of conversations about eras, and we're gonna talk about Coach Stoops and Big Dog have another Yahtzee today. Then we're gonna go into the video today. So let's get into this Plies. See, first, you know what? Let me say this. If you don't know who Plies is a rapper, but he's more than a rapper. Plies was actually valedictorian of his high school class. He was a pretty good football player. Actually played at Miami of Ohio for a few years, then transferred to I think Central Florida, and I think he left to pursue his music career, and he says some profound things used on his Twitter feed if you follow him. So let me get into this. Let me play with.
Quick message, man, for my high school athlete. I was saying I was thinking about something. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know if a lot of people look at it like this. I said, but do you know the #1 rated high school receiver in the nation? Yeah, in the nation. Was on a 5-5 football team this past year. 5-5. They were 5-5. 500. And the point I'm trying to make is to all the high school athletes who think they got to run around and be a part of a dream team in order to get a look, the #1 wide receiver in the 2021 class, the #1 receiver in the nation, was on a 5-5 football team. All he did, excuse my language, was hit your ass up every Friday night. That's all he did. That's all he did, was break y'all proper light every Friday night. That's all he did. And don't get it twisted. Different strokes for different folks. Some people do leave and transfer, and it work out better for them. Double salute to all the athletes who find themselves in them situations. So it's different strokes for different folks. But to all the high school athletes who think just to get offers or just to get that look, you got to go become a part of a dream team, look at the #1 receiver in the 2021 class in the nation. That was salute Mario too. Never met him before, but I respect the fact he stayed down till he came up. He stayed down until he came up. Think about that. Quick message, man, for my high school athlete. I was saying I was thinking about something. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know if a lot of people look at it like this. I said, but do you know the #1 rated high school receiver in the nation? Yeah, in the nation was on a 5. Quick message, man, for my high school athlete.
So, so I just wanted to show that you speaking facts, man. And I understand, and I'm kind of on the fence with this sometimes, because I understand the transfer, and I understand why people transfer, right? If you're transferring and you're not getting the opportunity to play, uh, like you think you should, there's not a chance of you getting that chance to play. I understand transferring, and I actually will advise you to transfer. Uh, but what he's saying to me is these kids, it happens a lot in basketball, a lot. Uh, these kids who feel like they are not getting noticed because they're not on a top ranked team. They might not be playing with a teammate who's up to their level. They might not be playing the toughest competition, etc. Those days are over. Those days are over. If you produce, go to camps and produce at the camps and going against your peers, you will get noticed. It's without a doubt. You will get noticed, and you will get selected. You will get scholarship offers, just like everybody else. But a lot of kids, like I said, especially in basketball, they feel like they have to play with a superstar team. Play with a superstar team, maybe win a state championship, go undefeated, and then they feel like that's the way to get their scholarship. And I tell people all the time, I've said before, my sister created an organization, and I helped her coach when I came back home. And we had a young lady who no one knew about her. She had unbelievable talent, but no one knew about her. And she came to us, and she shined. And she shined because she was our best player. And we ran the offense through her. And she was a little bit at that time apprehensive of it because she didn't want to seem like a ball hog. But us and the players communicated to her, you're not a ball hog. You are what we needed, because we had a very good defensive team. But we needed a scorer, and she was a bona fide scorer. She was, I don't know, 6'2", could handle, was basically a guard. And she had a great season with us. And the next season, one of her parents felt like she needed to play with better players. And she moved around so much. She moved from organization to organization. And no one cared about her like we did. Not giving the organization all the credit, but we gave her something that other organizations couldn't give her. And then after that, like I say, she never was the player that she could have become if she stayed with the organization. And afterwards, my sister had a conversation with her mom, and she admitted that they made a mistake. And like I said on Monday, find your organization that really cares for your kid. Care for your kid. It's not about wins and losses. It's about your kid talent. And that counts on the next level too. You don't have to play on UConn's team to necessarily get noticed. As long as you're a baller, you will get noticed, period. Because there's film now. All you gotta do is get your film out and you will get noticed without a shadow of a doubt. I will promise you, you will get noticed. If you play on, we're proving that. I play on a 1-10 team for Kentucky, and I got noticed. It doesn't really matter if your talent is true. Talent is talent. And the kid he's talking about is Mario Williams out of Florida. At one time, he was number 1 rated receiver. Some people still have him rated 1. Some people have him rated 2. But he's a bona fide star. And he didn't play on a superstar team. And sometimes, as a coach, you might give that a little more credence because now that guy didn't quit on his team. Could he have went somewhere else? I'm sure he could. I'm sure there was coaches trying to tug him away. I remember when I was in high school, my mom told me that I played Doug Williams' team, and Doug Williams came to my parents and said, there are going to be people who's gonna say your kid needs to leave this small school and go to a bigger school and shine more. He said he doesn't need to go anywhere else. He's fine where he's at. Now, we were not leaving because it was a great academic school, but the kid stayed. I don't have a problem if you are a star, you are a star, period. If you have talent, period. So shining in one school and then deciding that you want to go to another school because you feel like you want to win more could be detrimental. I don't have an issue if you're at a school and you're not getting the playing time because there's another star in front of you, there's another excellent athlete in front of you, that you might decide that you want to go elsewhere because you want to get PT. That's totally different than what Plies are trying to insinuate with Mario Williams, with these guys who are stars at their current situation and trying to leave their current situation, go to a quote unquote better situation elsewhere. That's not always the best deal. And to me, Plies is speaking facts because stay with your boys. Stay with your boys. Finish your deal. Because it's not like you're not getting the notoriety. Stay with your deal. Stick it out. Good things might happen the next season. So tough it out. See how it finishes. And you're going to get the scholarship offers regardless. Just tough it out. And that toughness deals with another thing that I've been hearing a lot since this last dance, and it bothers me a lot. And to me, it's and I've said it before, so I'm kind of regurgitating, but there's been a lot of comparing the errors, and it's impossible to compare errors. I don't see why we can't, as a sports nation, just say you're the best player of your era. Why can't we just say that? Why can't we just say, in the 90s, such and such was a better player? In the 60s, it was such and such, et cetera, et cetera. Why we keep going back to, and it pains me that go from Jordan to MJ to Russell, and the criteria are never the same because MJ says he's the best because he won 6 championships. But there's a guy who won 11 out of 13. Those kind of things. But the toughness thing bothers me because you're telling me that these younger kids can't be tougher than the previous generation. You're telling me that LeBron is in an era where the circumstances are different. If he would have been born in the 60s, that he wouldn't have been tough too, based on the circumstances. You tell me KD couldn't ball out in the 80s and 90s? Are you telling me that did people say when Jordan was playing in the late 80s, early 90s, I guess mid 80s, that he couldn't have played in the 60s? Are we saying that he couldn't have played, that Jordan couldn't play in the 80s, the early 80s, with the Celtics and the Lakers and the Sixers? They didn't say that. This all happened when MJ happened. And I'm gonna tell you, MJ's popularity is based on Nike. All the commercials, all the you saw his face on TV so much. His popularity was based on Nike, and with Nike being there, with him being Nike's only real athlete, they put a lot of money into his marketing, and that definitely helped him. definitely helped them. And it created a cult, and now everybody is saying everything starts with Michael. Like people have forgotten about Oscar Robertson and all the stuff they had to deal back in the 60s and 70s. Come on, man. Toughness is toughness. And as I say, you don't know if what we did in the past was the right thing to do. It's like everything with us old players, we always felt like what we did in the past was right. That doesn't necessarily mean it was right. We talk bad about kids now because when they hurt, they have load management. Is that might be the smart thing to do to prolong their career? When I was playing football, maybe we practiced in pass so much more. But Tom Brady have lasted till he's in his 40s. If he was playing in the 80s, probably not. Does that mean Tom Brady is not tough? No. I'll say Tom Brady and the Patriots and the organizations are smart because the money is so much more than it was in the past. So therefore, they are protecting their investment. But Michael Jordan's making $2-3 million a year. That investment is pretty light. And they still try to protect him with the 7-minute limit that they was giving him. If you're telling me LeBron James is not tough to do, play football. If you're telling me he's not tough, you are wrong in my book. He's tough. If he was playing in the 80s, he would probably have a different mindset than he has now. Now these kids have more of a voice. They have more leverage than they had in the 80s and the 90s. And they got to thank Jordan for that. So the times are different. But to say these kids now are not tough, I mean, KD was playing on a bum calf. Came back and tore his Achilles. That's not tough. Kobe Bryant shot free throws on a torn Achilles. He's not the only one. So I just don't, I mean, I turned 45 this year, and I understand things were different. The kids that playing now are different situation. And I'll tell you, my life changed when there's two guys who came into my career and changed my perception. Is when I was still at UK, Ricky Thomas came to UK as a grad assistant. And Coach Smith coached him when he was at Bama. And we were doing drills, and to us, we're like, this is crazy. The tackling drills we were doing when I was playing, to me, were insane. And Coach Thomas, I talked to Coach Thomas, he's like, man, what y'all doing is nothing. We should do way more than that. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, dude, y'all got it easy. Then when I went to the Bears, played with a guy named John Mangum, who played with Coach Smith too. And he told me the stuff that they did in practice. I was like, yeah, okay. We did have it easier. But at the time, we thought, man, this is the tackling drills. I'll talk about that another day. The tackling drills we were doing, we were like, this is insane. We're killing each other during practice. Every generation has a little bit easier. A little bit easier. Just like when you're parenting your kids. The kids have a little bit easier than you do because you're trying to set them up for a better future. That's just how it is. But that doesn't mean my son is better than I was at his age. That doesn't mean he just has it easier. He's tough like I am too. A little lazy, but he's tough. So this toughness and this trying to judge errors is totally misleading. Because, I mean, Bill Russell dominated. He didn't have the athletes in a league that was as good as he was. Now LeBron might face tougher competition. So how can we compare the errors when the competition was different? And I'm just sick of people saying, especially in basketball, hey, these guys are soft, these guys, because they don't play all 82 games. Maybe it's smart that they don't play all 82 games. Maybe it helps preserve their body, because I'm going to tell you one thing that these kids do, being in the summer circuit, is they play a lot more basketball than they did in the 80s and the 90s when I was playing. We didn't play as much summer then. These kids are playing basketball all year round. That's another problem, another topic that we can discuss another day. But that's these kids play so much basketball. It is insane. Last thing we're going to touch on is this Yahtzee that Coach Stoops and Big Dog are setting up, man. I'm not sure if this class is going to be ranked as high as a previous class, because I'm sure not having summer, going to the camps, and maybe having a chance to upgrade your status is possible. But this Lovett kid, now I'm gonna say this too, and my Kentucky people always get on me when I say this. Now, I don't know how good he is. I really don't, because of the competition in the state. But if someone intercepts the ball 15 times, that means he had to catch it 15 times. I don't care if the ball was thrown right to him. How many times have you seen a DB drop a ball that's right in his chest? Me. I've done it many times. That kid picked the ball off first year at safety 15 times. That is incredible, man. I don't care what's going on. 15 times? I hope that's his first year safety. The sky's the limit for this kid, because obviously he has ball skills, which is huge in the secondary. Ball skills change the game, man. Ball skills is everything. Now, if he can come up and fill a hole, he learns how to read route combinations. That 15 interceptions says a lot to me. And for us to get another star in the state, now this is like I said, this is a problem I have with the state. Is I looked on Rival and 247 Sports, Kentucky only has 15 kids ranked in the state. 15. Georgia has over 100. Florida has over 100. Alabama has over 50. Louisiana has 40 plus. That's the thing. And it's not that it's only 15. That means the competition is a little light, because you only have 15 guys in your senior class that's ranked. Yeesh. You gotta have in the 40s or 50s to me. And the great thing about it is we are skimming off the top. We taking all the top talent. Yeah, we got Crowder, so we can get Burton on staff. I mean, on the team. Now we got the top 2. Then we got Dingle, the tight end, and we get him. Now we got the 4 out of the top 5, 4 out of the top 6, something like that, of talent in the state, which is huge. Get the top talent in the state. But for me, I can't judge these guys right now, because the talent that they're playing scares me. But the great thing about it is they're dominating the talent that they're playing. Because 15 interceptions is a domination, man. That is scary. I don't know how many games they played. 10 games probably. That's over interception a game average. That's insane, man. But I hope we can get Burton, and I hope we can get Dingle. That's another tight end. What we are building right now is special. Is special. And that's why I'm predicting, and I'm staying with my prediction, that we are only going to lose one game next year. That's how I feel, and I honestly feel that. I'm not a homer. If you ask me for some proof, I've in the past, when Coach Stoops got here, I've had us at 6 wins. I've had us at 5 wins. I predicted some low numbers for win totals. But I know what I see. What I see is special. I don't see a weakness on this team. Now, you might have some question marks. You might want to question mark the receiving core. I don't. I think we're on tap for a awesome year in their receiving room before we lost Terry. And we get Isaiah Epps back. I feel like we got the talent on the outside. We got the talent on the inside. We have one of the best offensive line in the country. We have 3 excellent backs. If Terry comes back, we had an excellent quarterback. On defense, our secondary is the best secondary on paper that we've had in a long time. We got all our linebackers coming back we add some speed with Davis. We move Pascal to the front 3 because we got so much talent on the outside. Come on, man. That defense is stacked, and it's too deep stacked. Ain't no doubt about it. We got a chance to do something special. Very special. And the great thing about that, we got enough talent to prolong this special year for years to come. Never thought it'd happen. Not in my lifetime. I'm happy I was wrong. Because now I think I thought our ceiling back in the day was 8 wins. We can win 8. That's the best we can do. We can win 12 games. For sure. Our ceiling to me is now 10. Well, no, our ceiling is 12. I think we can win 9 to 10 games year in, year out. At least for the next 3 to 4 years. If we don't win 9 games, I'm a little upset. We don't win 10 games, I'm a little upset. 10 games, I'll be okay. 10 games, that's what we should be. Can you imagine saying that before Stoops got here? To say we should be winning 9 to 10 games a year? No. If you've been honest, it's no. I was happy we win 6, 7 games a year. Now I'm not happy with 6 or 7. I'm not. Especially when you got 2 games that are cupcakes instead of just 1. And we should be on Louisville's, you know what, for the next 3 years, because it's going to take Satterfield some time to build up that front on offense and defense. So, that's all I got. Hope everybody's having a good day. Going to end with the video of the day. It's a little bit different, but I am a big martial arts fan, and this really made me laugh when I saw it. So let's take a look at it and watch it, and tell me what you guys think after you watch it. All right, I'm about to.
Quick message, man, for my high school athlete. You know, I was saying I was thinking about something. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know.
Hold on, my peoples. Seem like I got a little different.
Quick message, man, for my high school athlete. You know, I was saying I was thinking about something. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know if a lot of people look at it like
funny. You are better than I remember. But still predictable. Predicted. Funny. You are better than I remember. But still predictable. Predict this. Very interesting. We will meet again, Red Master. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm a big. That made me laugh so much. Like Five Daily Venoms is my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. Something that you guys should probably check if you into martial arts. Five Fingers of Death. There's some new ones. I like Red Cliff, Hero, Ip Man, House of Flying Daggers. Like I like those movies. There's what is Ray Redemption is a good one. Unk Bak is a good one. But I like the old school stuff. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, guys. That's all I got for tonight. See you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching.